Hello, Home Instead team. I'm Chaplain Robert Terrell, and this is your May 1st, 2023 Monday Motivator. I was recently reading an article that was dealing about how bonds are formed between individuals. And I say individuals because these were not necessarily human bonds. Many of the bonds mentioned in the article were bonds between humans and animals. And it said that research indicated there were two primary ways that these bonds were formed. One was through the sharing of food, and the other was through the sharing of joy. It gave examples of the sharing of food, of people who had formed bonds with wild animals just over sharing food. I know somebody who had a neighbor who had what he called a pet squirrel. It was a squirrel that he had fed for all of its life, and the squirrel would run up and jump on the individual's shoulder. That was just formed through sharing that food. I have deer that come into my backyard because they know that they can get food from this squirrel feeder, and they don't mind me being there because of the food. You may know individuals just like that. Matter of fact, if somebody brings you food, there's a really good chance you begin to like them. And if you bring them food, they begin to like you too. The other thing that was mentioned, though, was joy. We tend to like being around people who like being around us. That if we share joy with people and excitement over being around them, they will generally begin to share joy and excitement with being around us. And during the article, the writer mentioned a proverb that I now know to be a Swedish proverb, so go Swedes. It's this wonderful proverb that says, "A joy that is shared is a joy that is doubled, and a sorrow that is shared is a sorrow that is halved." It's a wonderful statement. When we share things, well, if it's joyous, we gain more joy out of it. And if it's sorrowful, well, that sorrow seems to be cut in half. My faith teaches me that we are to bear one another's burdens. And, well, my life teaches me that things seem a little less difficult when I'm able to share them, and a little more joyful when I'm able to share them. For so many things we face, we have the tendency to just not want to share it with someone else. But quite often that sharing is part of the overcoming that we need to be able to achieve. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's a reminder for so many people that we deal with mental health and mental illness issues that quite often can cause us to seclude. You may have a family member who is suffering through this, and the tendency is for us to withdraw within. And yet sharing is one of the ways we, if not overcome, we deal with that. I would encourage you to share your sorrows and to share your joys. I think you'll find that they are doubled if they're joy and halved if they're sorrows. If you have a family member who is dealing with mental illness, or if you have dealt with mental illness, Steve Nguyen is doing a film on June 20th that he's sponsoring in Green Bay at the Green Bay office. It's about dealing with mental illness, and specifically family members dealing with mental illness. I would encourage you to maybe join us for that. I'll include a link in the description of this video. But if you remember nothing else from this video, what I hope you remember is this. Our CEO, God, cares for you, and so do I. I believe He doubles our joy also. Have a great week, okay?